and then we'll. Oh, wait a minute, it's Amber. Sorry, dudes, gentlemen. So, what's up, Amber?
Hey, okay, Mr. Fantastic. I have a situation where I just really want to help this guy. I'm pretty much tapped out as far as my patience goes, but not really. I'm just trying to stress that I've tried multiple different ways to do this. So if I could give you the numbers and we go from there, that would be great.
Okay, what's wrong with the deal? Well, I guess I'll see
Um,
in a minute. What kind of deal is it?
So nothing's wrong with the deal. It's seller finance, but because of his situation, he thinks that he's trapped in a hellhole, which would be his words. He's
Hmm.
in a situation that he kind of wants to get out of. So actually, my question first is, uh, can we do something like seller finance if the seller has a hard money loan?
We can, but someone's going to take a loss because
Okay.
typically a hard money loan is going to have a higher interest rate. Higher interest rate means higher monthly payment. So either the the seller is going to have to pay the difference of what our buyer can pay in order to make the deal work, or the buyer is going to potentially be paying a monthly payment that's not going to be generating enough cash flow to make a deal anyway. So it depends.
Okay. So I know if it were like a sub two or something like that, then I would take an entirely different approach. How would I approach this one? Is it still seller finance?
They have a hard money loan.
Yes.
What's the balance?
I he says it's going to be in the 200s.
Okay, what are they
So
selling for?
say again,
What are they selling the property for?
235.
Oh, so yeah, definitely could be a sub two. Um, what's the interest rate? Do you know?
No, I don't.
What about the monthly payment?
I guess I'll have to ask him. I was
Yeah, you
figuring
go.
it could be ran as a seller finance initially.
I mean, we can run it as a seller finance. The only problem is our monthly payment is probably not going to be enough for their to cover their monthly payment. So if
Hmm.
that's the case and they still accept our offer, then the seller is going to be paying the difference. For example, if well, let's just run it. What's the purchase price? You said 235 or 230.
Yes, 235.
Okay, and then what's the seller finance amount?
Seller finance is, right, hold on. Tabs are out of whack. Oh, sheets. Copy 235. Hold on, I'm sorry.
That's all right. What's the down payment?
Oh, no, he's asking 235. So the purchase price is 259.
Oh, wait. So the purchase price is 259.
Uh-huh.
Okay. All right.
And
What's
the
the seller finance amount?
seller finance would be 240.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
241. I'm sorry, 241. Down payment is 18K.
okay. And the rent?
Rent is 19.
Okay. Taxes and insurance?
Taxes is 635.59, and insurance is 987.
Okay. And then what are we supposed to be giving them monthly?
I'm not gonna lie, I knocked that down to like 600. Initially, it was at 800.
Okay. Well, let's do 800 first and see what it looks like. Okay. Realtor commission?
No.
I don't think so. All right. So what was wrong with this deal? They said no to this deal because there's a hard money loan and they're paying more than $800.
Right. And this is why I'm getting frustrated because initially it was a go. He was like, okay, well, he just wants to get out. We talked about this when me and you.
Mm-hmm.
And then today, when I got ready for the contract, I guess he had time to think, and he's just like, nah, it's not going to do well as far as him, actually helping him pay that back. So he wants a higher payment, I guess.
The best way to underwrite this deal, I mean, I can stipulate some blow in the face. The most you can give them is $1,200 a month. But again, without us knowing what his monthly payment actually is, we could be, I mean, his monthly payment could be $2,000,
Mm-hmm.
in which case, this isn't going to help him. So my advice would be get the interest rate and get the monthly payment, and then
Okay.
just either DM it to me if we're not still on this training, or if he gets it to you while we're on the training, let me know and I'll re-underwrite the deal. But I
Okay.
need
I
those
got
in
you.
order to kind of advise,
And that was interest payment and what else?
I need his interest rate and his monthly payment.
Gotcha. Okay. Thanks.
No problem. Ivan, what's up?
Hey, Sean, how you doing?
Fantastic. How you doing?
Not too bad, man. Quick question, personal question, man. How was dancing?
It was fun. It was
Yeah.
fun. Yes, I got into a fight.
No, are you serious?
Yes, I did. So that's therefore it was fun.
That's interesting.
Oh, you think I was going dancing to go dancing? No, I mean I can dance, but that's not why I went to that club. I went to that club to get out some progression.
Okay.
I knew it was gonna happen. Club's famous for it. So I'm like, all right, well, let's go.
Hey, did you win?
I did win. And the guy hit me in the face.
Oh, at least you won.
I'm that weird. You know what it is? A little tangent. I mean, you brought this on yourself. You asked. I'm one of those people where I used to live. There was a guy. Him and his dad owned a martial arts gym, and I was cool with the guy, the son. So after hours, we would do our own little mini fight club. So when I moved, I used to do that once a week. When I moved, I found myself like 6 months in, like really wanting to get hit in the face. You know what I mean? Like not that I wanted the pain. I'm not a weirdo, not like that anyway.
Just the
Meaning
rush.
that rush, like
Mhm.
hit me. You know what I mean? Like I want to fight.
Yeah.
So I found the club for that. That's fine. I had to
No,
leave, but that's all right.
I know exactly what you mean. When
See?
I
You know
when
what
I
it is.
box, yeah, you get hit in the face, and it's just a different rush.
Yeah.
But anyways, okay. So we had a conversation a couple weeks ago about the seller that I had in Abilene, Texas, who they had that property that's been sitting for a minute, and they've listed it in the past, and that it didn't move, and they're talking about a heavy down payment. So I pretty much approached him the way that you did. I just pretty much brought up all the pain points before I landed the pitched the deal, and he was like, you know what, let's do it.
There you go.
So
almost like my shit works.
right. So kudos to you for that, for sure. Second, so I'm putting the contract together, and I said, hey, we'll even put in a 5-year balloon for you. So I'm writing the contract. I have the purchase price, I have the seller finance, the down payment, the monthly payment. Then I have balloon term 5 years. Is there a different way to put that, or do I have to put the exact date of the balloon term, or how is that done?
And you can put the maturity date, but you don't have to. It's 5 years, approximately 5 years from closing, because because here's the thing, you could put the date on there, and what if closing's pushed back 2 weeks? Now you got to read, you know what I mean? So that's why most people just leave it off.
Okay, so say maybe 5 years from closing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, you can literally, I'll tell you exactly what I do on my contracts. I put the word balloon, 5 years. That's it.
Okay, perfect. So
that's super simple.
All right, I have that then. And then second, as far as dispoing this, I think I want to partner with you. All I have to do is just fill out that form and send it out.
Just DM it to me with the contract.
Okay, sounds good. Appreciate it.
No problem. Good job, man.
Thanks.
All right. Let's see. Mike, what's up, dude?
Hey, what's up, brother?
How you
How you
doing?
doing, Sean? Good. How you doing?
Fantastic, man. You got some
First
deals
time
done
on
today,
here.
I heard, right?
Yeah. I've been calling some sellers when I can. Been trying to get on there and figure this CRM system out, and playing around with it, and it's pretty cool. But a lot of these sellers, I can hear the recordings, and they're not motivated. But but I did connect with a few. There's one that's interesting here that's in Memphis, Tennessee.
Uh-huh.
So this guy, all right. So their address is 404.
No, I don't need the address. I just
Oh,
need
okay.
the numbers? What kind of deal is it?
He'll sell or finance.
Nice.
Yeah, so he's 88 years old. Just
Okay.
needs some minor repairs. Tenants on month to month.
Okay.
They've been there 8 and 9 years, good tenants, but the problem is they're only paying $550 a month. He said he's never raised the rent on them because they have 3 kids and they're good tenants. I said,
Yeah.
they understand that the rent's gonna go up or they go find some place to go, but obviously, but I did some analysis in that area and rents in that area are like, I don't know, for average is like a lot higher than what they're paying, but
Well, what is it?
like around 950 to 1300. And he said there's like new construction over an area. It's across from St. Jude's Hospital. But he's only asking 78.5 is the bottom line. But he'll take 20K down. He'll do a 5-year balloon, 5.5% interest. So I was taxes are only 561 a year according to 2024. The house was built in 1989. And he would go
What were
less.
the give me the taxes and the insurance one more time. I'm sorry.
Taxes are 561. I didn't get the insurance amount, but there are some pictures online from some previous listing. I don't know, but he said he would lower the interest rate if we put more on the
How
purchase
much?
price.
How much interest
So
does he want?
he would drop 5.5%, but he would drop it to a point, down to 4.5% if we went up in the purchase price. So I kind of did some scenarios at 85,000, 4.5%. I did 78.5, 5.5%. I kind of use chat GTP to input this stuff in there and kind of.
Your
So this
deal
thing-
is your deal is fantastic with the exception of your down payment. The
Right.
interest we're at
Yeah.
32%.
He was adamant about the 20K. I'm like, 20K? I'm like, man, that's a $200,000 house.
Yeah,
Like,
the
I said,
issue
typically,
is
I told him, I told him it's typically, it's 10%. We'd like to, because then we can't make any money. Obviously, I didn't tell him that, but it's just,
right.
um,
What was his
I
response?
think there's a deal there. I looked at the rental analysis but the property's like right next to St. Jude and it's got a store next door and then there's an
Look,
empty lot there.
Mike,
Yeah.
what was his response when you said that we're typically at 10% down?
He didn't like that. He said,
Didn't
"No,
like
I
it
want-
as in hard no, or didn't like it as I probably won't take that?
Probably won't take that. I think maybe I could get him to 15%, and then if I raise the purchase price up, keep the interest rate, but I could get the interest rate down to 4.5% if I raise it up to 85.
How
So-
what kind of condition is the property? And you said it doesn't need a lot of work.
Yeah.
What is that?
Looking at the pictures, it looks like it needs, they're not very. It's kind of hard to tell because they have a lot of stuff in there, but it looks like it's not in bad shape. Built in 89, probably some paint, it's cosmetic. Looks like
How many bedrooms and bathrooms?
3 bed, 1 bath,
Mm-hmm.
1,040 square feet, no basement.
You said Memphis, right?
Yeah, Memphis, Tennessee. Realtor puts it at 106.9. Trying to find the value, it's kind of hard to really pinpoint. I just think there's something here. So
Let's see. What if we did $95,000 purchase price? I still don't want to give him,
95? Oh, I didn't think of that.
but I can give him $15,000 down. That's fine still.
Yeah, this is kind of where I need your help. I got, a couple other ones too. That
Still 22%. But $22,000 to make $6,500 a year. Is that going to be worth it? So that's $500.
well,
$540. Here's what I say. I say give him, see if he'll take because he doesn't want the 10%. So I have no problem meeting him in the middle, especially because he's 88 years old. I don't want to make this guy wait for his money. So
Right, right. That's what I was thinking too. I was like, well, I'm surprised you said 5 years. That was,
what if we kick this up to 700?
yeah, because the tenant's month to month, so you can raise the rent. They're aware of it, you know. I mean, obviously they have 3 kids. You don't want to, I mean, I think 950 is kind of where I saw, but it went up to 1300. So, I mean, it's
Yeah.
dependent.
Well, I took what I knew about that area and I did 12. You're
Okay.
you're not going to make 10 on this, but see if he'll do closer to maybe a $90,000 purchase price. You keep that extra 5,000 in your back pocket.
Yeah. Yeah, I
And
think that,
do a $90,000 purchase price.
okay.
Give him $15,000 down
Okay.
and try and dig your heels in there. And then as far as his
Keep the interest rate or what?
interest rate's
Well,
fine.
actually,
because-
no. Actually, no. Actually, he said, so what I'll do is I'll tell him, well, we can do 4.5% interest because he said if we raise the price, he'll go down the interest rate. So
Well, it
maybe I can
doesn't.
get,
Here's the thing though. If you do 4.5%, that's
mhm.
$405, right? But if you look at this, I've got $500 in here and the deal still works. So as long as I don't
Okay.
go over 500 here, so you can tell him this. Say, hey, look, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go up on the purchase price to $90,000, but you got to help me out on
Mhm.
that down payment. So if we can get that down payment to $12,000, then you
Okay.
can keep the same interest rate at 5.5%.
Okay. All right. Perfect. Yep. I
So a
like
little
that.
bit of give and take. Because
Yeah.
for us,
Yeah. Yeah. I
same
want to,
thing, and that'll drop it under 20, which the
okay.
deal's not the most attractive, but it's off market, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's off
Yeah,
market.
it'll be
Yep.
easier to move because it's off market, and Memphis
Yep.
is a pretty decent area too.
Right. Right. Yeah. So,
So give them a
um,
$90,000 purchase price. See if you can do $12,000 down.
okay. 5.5% or
He
15,000.
he can keep the
4.5%.
5.5%. Yeah, but we got to do $12,000 down.
Right. Okay. I'll give him a choice. Say, you know, I think he'll take the 15 because somebody wants more skin. And he might be adamant at the 20, but I'm gonna, I'll work.
Yeah, just do what you can.
He's
I
a
mean,
nice guy. I want to help him. You know, he's
if it
88.
is
So
going to be 20, then this is going to go back. Then the purchase price is going to go back down to 78,000, and we'll do it the way that you had it when you brought it to me.
right. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, and I got another one that I don't know if anybody else has got their hand raised.
Yeah, it looks like 3 people. We can do one more,
Oh, okay.
and then I'll go to everyone else, and I'll just come
Well,
back around.
go ahead. Go ahead and handle someone else right now because I got to take care of my dog. So,
Oh, well, yeah, the puppy comes first. Okay.
what's that? Yeah.
I said puppy
Okay.
always comes first.
Yes.
Kendrick,
Yes.
I saw your hand go up. What's up, dude? Kendrick, if you're talking, bro, you're muted.
Hello.
What's going on?
Hey, I have a deal and 2 questions.
Go for it.
Okay. What do you want first?
Whichever one you want.
Okay, I guess I'll go with the questions. So I'm dealing with a property a couple of them have a HELOC and a mortgage. Do I mix both of those into the deal calculator somehow?
Yeah, so I've been toying with the notion of adding a HELOC to the hybrid. It just doesn't come up often enough, and I think that it would confuse more people who don't come across HELOCs than it would help people who do. So the short answer is whatever the mortgage balance is of the HELOC, just add it to the mortgage balance of the first mortgage, and then same thing with that monthly payment. Just add it to whatever the PITI is.
Oh, so okay, you plug it into the hybrid.
I mean, if it's a hybrid, yes. If it's a subject to, then same thing. It just depends on what kind of deal it is. So let me
Okay.
ask you a question. This deal that you're referring to, what was the original purchase price? Like, what was it listed for?
All right. Let me go to my CRM real quick. Give me a second. HELOC. Here's this one. Okay. So the listing price?
Yeah.
It's 584,900.
And what's the mortgage balance of the first mortgage?
Let me look. Five thirty.
Okay, and how much is the HELOC for?
Where's the HELOC at? Shit. I think I gave you the wrong one. Hold on.
Okay.
Who was that? Was it lady?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, it's lady. Sorry about that. Can I restart the numbers?
Yeah, go for it. What's the what were they listing the property for originally?
525.
Okay, and what's the mortgage balance?
Mortgage balance is going to be 359.
That's a hybrid.
Okay.
Definitely going to be a hybrid. So whatever the mortgage balance is of the HELOC and that monthly payment for the HELOC, just add it to the principal mortgage balance, the first, the three, what did you say, 325, 328?
359.
359. So add the HELOC balance to the 359, and whatever the monthly payment is for the 359, add the HELOC monthly payment to that, and then run it as a hybrid.
Okay. So you add the HELOC payments into the PITI.
That's what I would do. Yeah.
Okay. Awesome. Thank you for that.
You're
My
welcome.
second question would be, if I'm talking to a FSBO property, do we have, so I'm exhausting all my options like cash, creative. Is there a listing program that you have?
Like a novation deal?
I'm not sure what Novation is.
Novation gives gives us the power of attorney to list the property on market.
Yes.
Yeah, we have all of that at our disposal, like you guys do, but you can't do a novation on a property that's already on market or that has recently been on market in the last 90 days.
90 days. Okay, cool. Okay, bro. Can you please help me see if this can cash flow or
Sure.
we can make sense of this deal? I got off the phone with a really cool agent who's
What
out
kind of
also
deal is it?
an attorney. It's going to be a sub 2.
Okay. What's the mortgage balance?
Let me get that for you. We are at 125K,
Okay. What's the monthly payment?
2650.
Damn. What's the interest rate?
I think he's saying it was 4.25.
Okay. What's the down payment or the cash to seller in this case?
I told him it was going to be 10%.
Okay, so 12,500. What'll it rent for?
3,000.
Realtor commissions?
I think it's going to be 3%.
Okay, so what's that? $3,750.
Goodness gracious. Human calculator. Okay.
All right, so sub 2, 2650. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that don't work. That doesn't work at all.
HOA is 65.
Oh, there's $65.
Yes.
Is that a month or a year?
I think that's monthly.
Can you double check? Because that's a big difference. Because otherwise it's $780. Which, I mean, the deal doesn't, I mean, it's bad already. So, I mean, it's going to make it worse, but it's not like it's going to kill it. It's already dead. The problem that you're going to have with this one is the rent. The rent is too close to the mortgage payment, and we can't change the mortgage payment. So you've got one option, and that's to sell this to a homestead buyer. someone who's going to actually live in it as opposed to rent it out for cash flow. And in order to do that, you have to find someone that has about 30 grand that wants to buy a house in this area and then wants to live in this house, which is doable. I was explaining this to someone earlier. Who the hell was that? Who was that dude? Oh, it was Keith. I was explaining this to Keith earlier. There are thousands upon thousands, hundreds of thousands of people who want to own a home that just can't qualify to get a mortgage traditionally. But they've been planning on owning a home. And by planning, I mean saving up their money. So homestead deals are harder to sell because your buyer pool is smaller. That does not mean your buying pool is small. There's a lot of people. You just have to get this deal in front of them. So if the real estate agent and everyone is open to it, I would say go for it, because here's what you're saying. You're saying that for this exact same property, someone would pay $3,000 a month if they were going to rent it. But if they want to own it with this deal, they can own it for $2,651. I'm sorry, $2,715 because of the HOA.
Okay.
That's what I would do.
All right. I'll get back with them.
Okay, cool. Let me know if you need any more help.
Thank you, Sean.
No problem. Let's see. Cassie, what's going on? Casey, which one is it? Hola.
Hey, Sean, it's Cassie.
Cassie, what's up?
So I'm not sure if my question is supposed to be for this particular link up or not. So I'm pretty new. Just got on to Deal Sniper and all of that. And I wanted to ask, do we ever mess with the estimated assignment fee? Because I know the whole idea is that it just spits out, it does all the math for you and spits out all the numbers for you.
Oh, you're talking about on Deal Sniper?
Yeah.
So the estimated assignment fee on Deal Sniper is telling you what your easiest commission would be.
Okay.
Or your easiest assignment fee. So let me show, and basically it's going to be the difference between 10% and what the down payment is. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So I'm just going to grab this random in Birmingham. All right, so our standard operating procedure, or SOP, our rule, is that we don't give more than 10% of the purchase price. Well, if you look here, 10% of this purchase price would be $22,500, right? So we're going to give them $15,000. I'm just going to, let me just clean these up because that's going to bother me. Plus, it'll make it easier for you guys, unless you're following along with your calculator. Okay, so we have a $225,000 purchase price. We're seller financing $210,000. We're giving them $15,000 down, which means the difference we get to keep, which is $7,500. That's the easiest assignment you can sell this deal for. So if you ever want to make more of an assignment fee, it's not a higher purchase price, it's a lower down payment. Keep your eyes on this number right here. But when I change this to $10,000, whatever the difference is, that's automatically ours. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
There you go.
And you
Now,
said that
we always shoot for a $10,000 assignment fee, but if you ever want to know what is the number that you should be shooting for to move this deal as easy as possible, it'll be whatever this is.
okay, as easy as possible. And you said that number is the difference between the purchase price and the down payment.
It's the difference between 10% of the purchase price and the down payment.
So
here, let's do this. So 10% of $20,000 is, or $200,000 is $20,000, right?
right.
So 10% is the most we can give them. If we give them 5%, which would be half, then we get the other. So if we give them max, let's say we give them the maximum amount, which is 10% down. Look at our assignment fee.
Got you.
So it's the difference between the down payment and the most down payment that we can give them. That's what controls your assignment fee for this calculator.
Okay, and it's 10% of the purchase price.
Correct.
Got you. Okay, makes sense.
Was that your only question?
Yeah, like I said, I just started. Actually, just got off a one-on-one with Mills, and so they're like, okay, let's go ahead and start, shooting out some offers. So I was like, okay, I'll jump in, take some action. And so I ran a property. My first property I actually ran. The assignment fee came out to be $2,000 and some change. And so it just got me wondering, like, is there ever like a number we don't cross? Is there ever a number we don't really mess with? If it's under a certain place, do we ever change it? Or
I would say more than 10%. Have you watched the video library, the Deal Sniper 101 videos or anything like that?
I did. I started going through that. Yeah.
Nice. If you want to get the rules so you can send out offers immediately, watch. I don't know if it's a YouTube short or not. I apologize, but it's called just search SOP on my channel, and it's like a 3-minute video, and it just basically breaks down all the rules for our creative financing.
Got you. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem. Edlin, did I pronounce that right?
Yes, sir.
What's up?
Hey, man, what's going on?
Nothing much. How about yourself?
I'm good. I got a quick question
That's good.
for you. So, someone approached me yesterday about a properties that could potentially be a deal, but one thing he was telling me that there might be an adjustable rate on the mortgage. Can you do a sub 2 with an adjustable rate?
Yeah, you can. As long as it cash flows once you get it, then you can do an adjustable rate.
Okay. All right. So the person is double check on that for me to make sure it is an adjustable rate. So okay. Once I get all the information, I'll reach out to you and see how I can put the deals together. But right now it looks like the house is listed right now at 365.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what the mortgage balance is?
No, I don't. I just shoot him a text. He said he's waiting on the owner to send him all the information on what the balance and the PITI.
Perfect. All right. If we're
Yeah.
still on the training, I'll underwrite it right here. If not, you can just DM it to me directly or run it. You know what? Actually do that. Run the
Mhm.
numbers, especially since this is your first one. Run it using this calculator and then DM me a screenshot and then I'll take a look at it and see how you did. And
Okay.
then we'll go from
All
there.
right. Okay, will do. Thank you, man.
No problem. Amber, what's up?
Okay, so I have the interest rate and monthly payment. I was a little late asking him about the exact balance though, so he sent them separately. Can we just do it off the purchase price?
No, I still need the mortgage balance. Do you know how much you're giving them as a down payment?
Initially, it was the 18.
Okay. All right. Yeah, let's run it. Let's see what we come up with. So what's the balance? Oh, you don't have the balance. What was the
Purchase price?
original purchase price? Yeah.
259.
Okay. I'll just run it as 260. Okay. And then what are we giving them as? Wait a minute. No. I still need the mortgage balance because I won't know how much of whatever's left is the seller financed amount or the mortgage balance amount. And that's going to pay it. That's going to make a difference.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Just let me know once you get that. And even if we're not on the training, just hit me up and I'll just run it.
For sure. All right.
All right. Who else has got a question?
I'll
That's
go,
it?
Sean. You mean-
What's up? Oh shit! I was just talking about you, dude.
Yeah. Two questions. So the Houston properties we were looking at earlier,
Yeah.
the realtor's kind of being a dick, and they won't accept a contract without earnest money in front. So that's a no-go, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, not necessarily. You could put that up if you wanted to. I wouldn't.
I'm not. No.
Yeah, I wouldn't. No, I would just go find a deal that fits the mold and reach back out to them in a month if the property's still listed and say, "Hey, want to try it again, or you guys want to keep doing what you're doing.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I told him that. He was just like, it's I'm making money. They're making money anyway. It doesn't matter. So I was like, okay, whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
The another California property we looked at, I got more comps. They're like probably 3 to 5 miles away because it's kind of I don't know, the area itself is near major cities, but it's kind of remote at the same time too. It's in the desert.
What
Can
city?
I use them or no?
What city?
Whitewater, California.
Is that up north?
No, it's in Southern California. It's not too far from Palm Springs.
Oh, is that by Palm Desert?
Yeah, it's close.
I know where that is. Yeah, that is kind of everything out there where all the windmills are.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is kind of spread out there, but 3 to 5 miles for a rental comp is pretty far. Are the rental comps that are closer to the property not as high? Like what happens if you don't go out? What happens if you only go out a mile?
Let me see. Look, one's at 2,600, which helps, and that's in the same city. It's in Whitewater as well. Second. It's a little bit bigger though. It's like 250, 300 square feet bigger, I think.
I know this is riveting TV for whoever is watching this recording.
This one's about 3 miles away. But like I search for comps, there's nothing available in like the immediate area.
Okay, so that's the other thing I was going to ask. So if you're running rental comps and the only thing that is popping up is 3 to 5 miles away, then that more than likely means that whatever investor you're going to try and sell it to is going to have that same issue and run off of those same comps.
Gotcha.
But it's like a toss up if they're going to like, oh, well, it's too up in the air, so I don't know if I can even take this on or not.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you can try, just make sure you set the proper expectation with whoever's involved. Hey, I'm going to try this under this assumption, and I'll let you know what my investors say.
Okay. And then there's like cities like Beaumont, similar size, some of them maybe a little bit bigger, and yeah, it's a little bit higher. It's like close to $3,000. I mean, it helps, but Desert Hot Springs 28, same thing. Desert Hot Springs 28. Yeah, I mean, I'll run it, and I'll let the agent know, hey, like I can't guarantee this is gonna sell, but I can try and sell the deal at this.
Yeah, let them know. Or you know what else you can do? Since the real estate agent is local, get them to clarify, hey, this is what I'm seeing this property can rent for, and I'm basing my numbers off of that. My investors are going to run their own numbers. What do you think about my numbers? Because they're in that market. So if anything, even if the deal works, it shows that you're dotting your I's and crossing the T's. So they'll be more inclined to work with you in the future because they see how you work.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Yeah. She referred other properties to me as well too. So, all right, I'll do that with her. See what happens.
Awesome.
Cool. Appreciate it, bro.
No problem. All right. Who's next? Anybody else? All right. Well,
Yeah.
Don't you? Nope. Okay, he can go. Go ahead, Michael.
No, go. Okay.
No, I just wanted somebody to speak, but I do have a question. But go ahead. No, you're fine.
Go ahead. No, I'm trying to figure out my screen. I somehow got off of. Oh, there we go.
you guys,
Okay.
I'm going to be in the Discord. It's not like once I'm off this thing, then I'm done for the night. I'm in that thing until like 9, 10 o'clock at night most nights.
Right. Well, go ahead. Go ahead, Amber.
Oh,
She doesn't actually have a question. That's what says.
Oh,
She's trying to have
Okay,
the
well,
call not in.
all right. Well, go ahead.
Mike, do you have another deal to underwrite? I thought you had a couple.
Yeah. I have a duplex.
Let's underwrite a duplex. I'm down for a duplex.
Yeah, let's do it.
What kind of deal is it?
He's open to seller finance.
Love it.
And then, yep. But it does. I ran the numbers on it. It's like, this is where I need your help on it. Underwriting it. Because the numbers, because he's like, oh, I want 20% down, and he's
Yeah,
one of
you gotta-
those, and
you
like,
gotta
oh,
give away.
7% interest, and but it is, under, it's got some value add to it, so he wants 380 though.
Oh, that's all right. Okay,
Yeah,
so he
yeah.
wants $380,000.
Yep.
I'm
Hold on,
gonna
so I'm trying to,
I'm gonna write the deal the way I would want to write it, and then you can tell me what your numbers are.
okay.
We'll go from there.
Oh, here it is. Okay. I'm sorry. I'm trying to get those notes here.
What will this place rent for?
Okay, so the address, oh no, you don't need the
No, I
address.
don't need the address. No.
Okay, so it's bringing in, so one side's bringing in 1430.
Mm-hmm.
The other side's only bringing 1180 because they've been there for a while. And so total 2610. So there's some, you could add, $300 just about.
All
He's
right.
owned it for 44 years. So he said he will seller finance 7-year balloon, wants 20% down, 7% interest.
What's the taxes and the insurance?
Actually, insurance. I don't have it on here. I've got a whole thing on this property on my computer. Let me find it. Actually, I think I emailed it to myself.
Oh, so you're gonna look it up?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
I think.
And then while you're looking that up,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah, yeah.
gonna help
Yeah, go
everybody
ahead.
else with the seller financing 20% down. So when
Sounds
you're
good.
dealing with people who are off market, especially knowledgeable people who they know the game, they know what seller finance is, they know what subject to is, they've got rentals, they know the whole situation. A lot of times you're going to get, hey, this, I want 20% down, because they know, well, if you were going to go to a bank, it's 20% down. They don't have the same mindset of, well, I have to sell this to an investor. That's when you have to let them know that. That's when you have to let them know, well, look, and now you can beat around the bush or find creative ways to explain the fact on why you can't go that high, or because they're straight shooting you, they already know the situation. You let them know, okay, well, here's the thing, Mr. Seller, I'm a wholesaler. So I do have these investors that I work with. They send me out to find these properties. I think this would be a good one. So far, you haven't asked me for anything that I don't feel like they will accommodate. However, they're not going to do 20% down. I got people with cold hard cash ready to go, but you seem like a straight shooter. I respect you enough to tell you the truth. They're not going to take 20% down. The best that I can do is 10%. Now, if you want to get this property moved, I can get this thing moved for you ASAP, but you got to meet me in the middle a little bit. Why don't we compromise? So instead of giving you 10% down, and then that's when all the other creative stuff comes in. What if I can give you more on your monthly payment to kind of compensate? What if I can throw a little interest rate in there so that way when you are paid off, you're making some money on top of your money? You know what? What if I give you a higher purchase price? I mean, my investors, they absolutely care about their cash flow. They absolutely care about their down payment. They don't really care that much about the purchase price, though. So what can we work out that'll still get you what you're looking for, but still keep it in a way where I can actually help you and get this thing sold? That's how I would explain it. That's when the negotiating, the compromising, that's when all that comes in. And that's when your knowledge of creative deals comes in on what you can. I had someone send me a message earlier. Oh my God, you can creative finance anything. Yes, you can. I did a creative financing deal a couple of months ago. We traded a truck and trailer for $50,000 worth of equity and a subject to. Wrote it up like a hybrid, but the guy gave up his equity for a truck and trailer that we found from another wholesaler that wholesales cars. I didn't even know that was a thing. But the same way that we wholesale properties, you can wholesale vehicles. And I partnered up with him. He found me a truck and trailer. The guy signed on the dotted line, and we did a hybrid deal, but in place of the seller finance, truck and trailer. So you got to really dive into and really get creative. And here's another thing too. When you're doing negotiating and the person isn't a hard ass, sometimes you guys will talk to people. I don't care. I don't care what I want what I want. Well, then I'll just keep it. Okay, well, have a nice day. Thank you for not wasting my time. Thank you for telling me straightforward. That's why I like when people are straight to the point, even kind of rude. Yeah, tell me now so I don't waste my time on you. But if they are open to it, bring them into the brainstorming process, because people will put more energy into something that they feel like that they are a part of. And if you bring them into the brainstorming process of the negotiating, instead of saying, would you take this, this, and this? All right, well, tell me something, Mr. and Mrs. Seller. What would you take? Let's figure this out. Here's what I can do. I can go up on the purchase price. I can go up a little bit on the monthly payment. I can give you a little bit of interest on the deal. Maybe I can pay this off a little sooner. I have wiggle room. Let's figure it out. What would make sense to you? You have to ask open-ended questions like that to get them to think. Same thing on when you're asking for referrals, which you guys should be doing. You don't say, do you know anyone who might be looking to wholesale their property? Because humans, you guys by nature are lazy. What is the easiest, laziest answer to that question? No. So how do you ask? Who do you know that might be wanting to sell their property, but maybe doesn't want to deal with it on market? Now they have to think. And even if the answer is no one, they still have to think. It's subconscious. They can't control it. So bring them into the part where you're brainstorming how this works. Ask the questions properly to get them to think about it. The more that they're invested on the solution, the more likely they are to go ahead and agree with it, because in their mind, it's partially their idea. Then you get real good and you start doing inception. No, I'm just kidding. Mike, did you find the stuff? You're muted if you're talking.
No,
There you go.
no, not yet. I'm
Not
sorry.
yet?
No, I'm dealing with some other stuff right now.
You want to hit me up a little later on with the terms of the deal and we can underwrite it then?
Yeah, yep.
We can definitely do that. No worries.
All right, cool. Thanks.
Does anybody else have any other questions before I let you guys go for the evening? What can I do
Yes,
for you,
and
dude?
this is serious.
Oh,
Damn it.
yeah,
Hi, Sean.
we finally got a real question. Look what happened. What's up, dude?
The realtor I was working with the last time, he never got back to me with the total amount of the mortgage on the house. He only
Okay.
gave me the PITI, and I don't know if I can run my calculation just based off that numbers.
You have the PITI, but you don't have the interest rate, I'm assuming?
I don't have the interest rate. I don't have the full amount of the mortgage on the house.
Yeah, we need the mortgage balance in order to underwrite the deal, unfortunately. Okay. Yeah, you got to get that from them. Just let them know, hey, I'm trying to work with you, but if I don't get the information, I can't let you know if we can do anything with it or not. And again, it's not the realtor's fault. They're waiting to get the information from the seller. So
okay. He hasn't got back to me yet, but I guess I'm gonna wait a little bit more to see what he's saying.
okay, yeah, that works. And then once you have the info, just hit me up. I'll help you underwrite it.
Okay, and the other thing, so do we need to include when it comes to a sub 2 or hybrid, do we send all the information in the input section here to them, or we just
like if you're doing something off market?
Yeah.
Yes. This here, the inputs page, is what the seller is going to get. The seller finance, the hybrid, the sub 2, this is what the buyer is going to be paying for it. So this side will include your assignment fee. The inputs page will not. So if it's off market and you're underwriting the deal, you only send them what's on this page.
Okay.
And they don't need the rent or the realtor commission. They don't need the assignment fee. All they need is the purchase price, the seller finance amount, the monthly payment, and the down payment. That's it. Just like Deal Sniper says.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem. Amber, what's up?
Yes. Okay. So I have all information now.
All the info. Oh, yeah, for that hybrid, right?
This weird ass. Yes.
Okay. So what is the mortgage balance?
Oh my God. 200K. Hey man.
All right.
Hey man. Keep all laughter to a minimum. I know.
What's the What's the principal? What's the monthly payment?
Monthly payment is 2,400 a month.
20.
Yeah. Oh my God, he sold his elbows for this. This is crazy.
Okay, and then you said we were giving them 18,000, right?
Mm-hmm.
So then this would be like 42,000. And then what's the rent?
19.
Oh, that's not gonna work. Do you see why it's not gonna work?
Yes, because the PITI is more than the potential rent.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's easy. That's a very, very easy explanation. I can do that in my sleep. My next question is, he was wondering initially before all of this, if I could move that 5-year balloon, because I was going to give him a 5-year at first, to a
Mhm.
3. He said he would be okay with a 3 if it was possible. He just,
Deal?
he knows, yeah.
Yeah, you
Well,
can do 3.
Well, don't you need to see the numbers though outside of it? Like if it's a seller finance, if we take the seller finance approach.
Wait a minute. But it's this deal. Like
Yes.
the numbers we just ran.
Yes.
Yeah, you can do it because the seller finance amount's like $42,000. So yeah, you can do a 3-year balloon on that. It doesn't do anything for the mortgage balance. The balloon only applies to the seller finance amount.
Okay, so maybe I'm not understanding. Okay,
Boy, say it again because I want to make sure I'm
I
explaining this
got you.
correctly.
So remember at first I gave you the seller finance numbers, even not even inputting that there was a hard money loan on there.
Mm-hmm.
If we just do the flat seller finance regular, leaving his extra info out of there, can it be ran as a 3-year balloon?
Probably not.
Okay.
Let me see. So $260,000 purchase price, right?
Yep. Exactly.
then-
And then it was 241.
Same $18,000 down.
Uh-huh.
Oh, because this is 259. That's why.
Yeah.
Okay. And then this is 241. And it'll rent for 1,900.
Mm-hmm.
What are the taxes and insurance?
Okay. Wait, hold on. Taxes is 63.59.
Oh, that's right. Damn.
Yeah.
Okay, and the insurance?
I am cackling. Insurance is 987.
987. Okay, so, but what do they want monthly?
I mean, whatever works. He wants the 3-year balloon.
I
So,
mean-
but monthly we were talking about 800, 900, which was like too high at first. I believe it was too tight.
800 ain't gonna work. What about 750? It's 50, not 750. Nope, 700.
Man, what you know about that movie?
I love that movie.
Me too.
Don't get it twisted what you guys hear my voice sound like.
No, you are very well rounded, Mr. Barbara. I was listening.
There's 6 of us. I can't help it.
That's true.
Yeah, you'd have to be at like, I mean, 500 would be best. But if he wants a 3-year balloon, he ain't getting more than $500.
Okay.
And I don't see him taking that deal, just so we're on the same page, because that means that he's still going to be on the hook for $1,900 a month.
Mm-hmm.
He still has to pay this PITI. We're not signing if we do seller finance, we're not signing to take that over.
No,
So
not at all.
we're only giving him 500, then the balance is on him. And I
Yeah,
can't
he's like, I
pursue it.
live with my parents right now. I really just need to. So he pretty much invested. He just made a bad investment. He thought it would be a good flipper, and it didn't go well.
Yeah.
But so the house is rehabbed. He just can't move it.
Yeah. I mean, 600 is going to be the most, and I don't even like that. What about 550? We split the diff. Yeah, you can do 550.
Okay, so 553-year balloon. Anything
Yeah.
else, I gotta walk away.
You got to walk away from it. It's already
Okay.
it's already really tight. And I don't even know. I mean, he's still making bad investments. I mean, I get it. You know, he's doing whatever he can. And if he can get $500 a month to take the burden off that 2,400, I get it. But he's trading $500 a month for the whole asset. But then again, if he might be about to lose the asset, so who knows?
Okay.
yeah,
Now my next question.
What's up?
This is going to be seller finance related, but let's say, and I'm not saying through you, let's say if I take another route and I find I'm able to do like 15% down,
Mm-hmm.
would you think that it would be doable at that point? No, because then that would be a bigger balloon. Okay, never mind. Don't even worry about it.
But it's always good when you can answer your own question because that means you understand the information. So
Yeah, I do. I absolutely do. Actually, I'm proud of myself, but I just want something
Yeah.
solid. You know.
it's coming.
Good job, Amber.
Oh,
Hey,
thanks,
Sean, I
John.
got the taxes.
Oh yeah, let's do it. You're
All right,
probably gonna have to give me the whole thing all over again though. Wasn't this
All
like
right.
one? No. What was the purchase price?
Purchase price, he was asking 380. And it comps out around there. The duplex, it's getting 1430 one side, 1180 the other side,
Oh,
2610.
that's
So
right.
one,
26.
yeah, so one side is, under, they're identical, two
And then-
bed, one bath, 820 square feet. Taxes are 2957 per year. So when I ran it, it doesn't, he wants, 7-year balloon, 20% down, 7% interest. So the interest, I mean, he just threw 7% out there. I said, that's, oh, well, what's going rate? Because he's not motivated to sell. So, but he has other properties. So, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think 5 other
So,
properties.
what was the issue
What do you
with
want?
this guy? Well, was it the monthly payment or his down payment that he wanted?
His down payment.
He wants 20%, right?
Yeah, and the 7% interest, it just doesn't cash flow. It doesn't. Well, I mean, what it's getting right now, there's a value add there, to raise the rent. But they're they're tied to leases until October and January.
Yeah, the deal.
So,
That 7%
so
is
it's,
not going to work.
no, that's not gonna work. That's where I'm thinking raising the purchase price, get that interest rate's gotta be down to like 5, at least 5.5.
Well, it's not
I
even.
mean, I'd like to, I tried to do 0%. If I could do 450 and tell them 2%. I got 0% down in Florida. I was going to discuss that one with you. But, yeah, I think if you keep going up in the purchase price, I don't know, because it's got to stay that rent until
Yeah.
October,
How long until the
January,
lease is? October and January?
Yeah, I forget which one was which, so
That's okay.
I'll have to, verify that. But I mean, there's something there because he owns other properties, and I think if we get, I just got to get it to cash flow. He's pretty stubborn about the 20%. But I know what you're saying now. I'm glad you explained that after. So thank you for doing that. That helps because it's we got to make money. And actually, the one lady did ask me, she's like, "So how do you make money?" I
Yeah,
said,
we
"Well,"
charge.
I said,
We charge the investor.
I told her, I said, I that 10%. I said that's why I needed that 10% down. I said because I put money on top of that. That's how I make money." And she's like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, maybe word it the other way because now they know that the only reason you're offering them what you're offering them is down payments, it's so you can make money.
Oh,
I would,
true.
if someone says, "How do you make money on the deal?" Because a lot of times, especially if it's off market,
That's true.
I'll explain it to someone like this. I'll say, "Look, do you know what wholesaling is?" And it doesn't matter whether they say yes or no. I'm going to explain it anyway, unless I'm talking to another investor.
Right.
And I'm going to say, "Okay, here's the thing. What does a real estate agent do? They get your property under contract for like 90 days. They market your property. They take photos of your property. They advertise your property. They vet out the buyers, the people who say that they're interested. They make sure that nobody's wasting your time. Once they verify that the person has all their money and actually intend on closing, then they bring them to you. They bring you the offer and they see if you're willing to take it, right? And they always say,
Right.
right. Okay, well, I do the exact same thing. The only difference is I'm not putting you under contract for 30 or for 90 days. I only need to put you under contract for 2 weeks. And I'm not
Yeah.
going to charge you 3%, 1%, 6%. I don't charge you a dime. If you want to know how I make my money, I'm going to charge the investor. That's literally
Right.
all.
No, that's a good way. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. I like that.
Okay, so you want me to tell you the truth or you want me to sugarcoat it?
No, why don't you tell me the truth?
I don't think
It's
this
a
deal's-
deal.
I don't think it's going to work.
I don't think so either. I
The
just do the same
only,
thing, right?
I mean, look, I put it this way. It's not going to work at 20% down.
No.
Now, if you can get them, if we can raise the purchase price to 400,000 and give him 40% down, you're probably going to make closer to 7,500 on the deal.
Mm-hmm.
You can make a little bit more than 7,500.
Give them 40% down?
No, $40,000.
Oh, 40,000. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
which
what
is
I'm
10% down.
All right. Yeah, 40,000. Right.
Yeah, that's the only way you're going to be able to make this work. And even then, the cash on cash return, the percentage is low, but the number is enough to justify like $627 a month. So that's fine. But that's what
Okay.
it's going to take to move this deal.
Yeah. You know, I could tell him, maybe I could tell him, look, we need no payments until those, or not no payments, but, we needed the capital. Obviously, he's an investor, so, to be able to sell this, it's got a cash flow. So maybe he would agree to.
Tell him, say, look, man, you're getting $2,600 a month right now. We'll give you $1,500 a month, more than half what you're getting. But you got to come down, and we're going to give you an extra $20,000 on your purchase price. But you got to come down on that down payment. Only way I can make it work is if you come down on the down payment.
Yeah.
And just tell him. And if it doesn't work,
Yeah.
it doesn't work. No big deal.
Yeah. Right.
Especially
exactly.
you have
That's- that-
CRMs.
that-
There's leads upon leads. Just follow up with the guy.
I know that's the problem. I get stuck on a deal and then it's like, you know what I mean? It's, I try not to do that, but I mean, I know there's something there. I try to always make something because he has other properties. That's where in the back of my head is, if I can make a deal work on this one, yeah, maybe it's.
But here's the other thing too. What if you make a deal work on this one barely, and because his terms are too strict, and it ends up costing you money. You don't make any money. It's not worth your time. Just because he owns more properties doesn't mean that we're going to bend over backwards for anyone. The numbers work, they work. If they don't, oh well. On to the next.
True. Good point.
Cool.
No, thank you. Yep. That's cool. And so this other one in Florida, I don't know what she's doing. She had an open house yesterday. I gave her an offer of 6. So she's asking 560. Oh, some of y'all's got their hands raised, don't they? I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. Go ahead, finish.
Okay, so I got her to agree to 0% interest. 600. I raised it to 600,000, 10% down, and then the 0% interest. And I gave her 1,700. She wanted 2,200 a month. I negotiated her down to 1,700 a month. I told her, it needs to cash flow, and that's what she agreed to. And then she's going to have her talk to her attorney, and
Okay, but wait a minute. Did I miss it? What was your question?
if I don't know, I guess it's a good deal.
It is. So you just want to talk about your deal.
Yeah,
That's all right. Talk about it.
I just want to say I got
hope you get
0% interest. I negotiated 0% interest deal.
I hope you get that thing closed ASAP. Get that assignment fee.
Yeah, I
Proud of you,
texted
dude.
her today. I already sent her a contract, and that was a FSBO on Zillow actually. Like I've
Well
had
done.
some luck on Zillow, but that was but the CRM is where I'm getting. I just haven't been able to make a lot of calls, and so
That's all right. You get to it when you can.
Yeah.
That's the way it's
Yeah.
set up.
right, right. No, I like it. I love it. I love the system. It's just trying to get used to it, I guess, is the main thing. But yeah, I've been going in there, and now when we assign, how does it work? Because I just been assigning my name to one, and I don't know how to unassign it. Because like I
Same
called the
drop
people,
down,
but then okay,
same drop down menu as when you assign it to yourself. You just scroll
Mhm.
all the way up to the very top, and it'll say unassigned.
okay, all right, good.
Does that answer your
Because there's
question?
one, yeah, because there's one of vacant land that I assigned myself to, and he wants way too much for it. It was in
Oh, no, you don't assign it to yourself at that point. You'll just put it in the notes that this is
Okay.
not a deal, and then move it, to
Gotcha.
follow 3 months.
Okay. Cool. Thank
No problem. Morgan, what's up?
Okay, so I had a question. I had somebody that I reached out to like probably like a few weeks ago, a realtor, and since I sent that email out, they ended up taking the property off market because they couldn't get what they were looking for.
Okay.
So how do you go about that when the realtor like reaches out to you after it's been taken off market? Like, do you still include the realtor or do you just go direct to seller?
Oh,
Because
that's a good question. Why did the real estate agent reach out to you?
because she saw my email, but
Oh, she saw your email after it
after
expired.
they
Like,
took it off market, right? And
okay.
so I've talked to her and I've been probably talking to her for like a couple of weeks. But she wants me to come and view the property, which I don't mind coming to go because I'm local, so I don't mind going to go view it. But I told her I already told her out the gate that I'm going to be assigning it, and I told her like basically a summary of the terms that I would be doing.
Okay.
And I just feel like I don't know, like I'm just curious why she wants to show it to me so badly, like. And I don't know if I should like, still be including her in the deal or not, even though technically I did originally reach out, to the realtor when it was on market, but now it's off market. And I kind of like want to talk directly to the seller to explain like the process and everything, even though I've already explained it to her. So how do we usually like go about that? Like, have you ever had a situation like that where
Oh, yeah, plenty of times.
so how did you handle it?
There's two schools of thought when you're in a situation like that. And I'm going to say this first. Without condemning or condoning, either one is probably okay. It's just going to depend on how you do things. So I'll tell you how I look at your situation from old people eyes.
Mm-hmm.
The real estate agent called you. The real estate agent is okay with the fact that you're a wholesaler. The real estate agent is going to have who knows how many more future listings that they could, or deals that they could push you. The real estate agent is probably wanting to show movement on the property to the seller so that the seller will re-sign a contract with them. So basically the real estate agent is going to say, hey, I got someone for you. Let me let's get it under contract for like a month and let me, see if we can get this thing sold.
Right.
I would imagine that's probably why they know that you're wholesaling the deal, but are still wanting you to walk the property. And that's so that they can show some movement to the seller.
Right.
So the answer to your question is your real estate agent's an asset. And what you guys are doing, those of you who are trying to actively build relationships with wholesalers, you're turning an asset. You're taking someone that can help you that was not on your team, and you're making them on your team. And that asset, if it's a good one, is going to give you deal after deal after deal after deal.
Right.
If it were me, I wouldn't cut them out. Now, from a moral standpoint, you have no obligation to work with that real estate agent now that the deal is off market.
Right.
So
That's how I was looking at it too.
that's when it's up to you. You don't morally and ethically, I don't think you have any obligation to have real estate agents off market. It's fair game. But
Okay.
if you got someone who's already okay with working with a wholesaler, it doesn't really hurt too much to include them in the deal, especially if you're
Right.
going to have the seller pay the real estate agent commission anyway, or if you're
Right.
going to pay just a little bit
Right.
asset. That's easier than creating one.
Right.
That's my
Okay.
opinion.
Okay, thank you. That's all I had.
No problem.
Right.
Iban, what's up? And then right after.
So I have a couple of questions. So one is when I'm on the deal machine, I'm trying to put in a hybrid deal, and I try to plug in my the mortgage balance, and after I click on it, it turns into just a bunch of hash signs. It's not really calculating.
Are you trying to put that on the inputs page or the hybrid page?
The inputs page.
Well, now that's weird because the input page should not have a formula attached to it on that section. Let's take a look. Let's run the deal. What's the mortgage balance?
The mortgage balance is 157,077 and 157,17.
Okay. What's the PITI?
PITI is 2,077.
Interest rate?
Interest rate, I don't know. That's one thing I'm not sure what the interest rate is.
Okay. What's the total purchase price that they're selling it for?
They 313 is what I have in the Deal Sniper.
313. And what are you giving them as a down payment?
Down payment says like 22,000.
Okay.
They also,
And that's going to be like 134, right? Yeah.
so one more thing. They also have a what is this? A lien on their property for 3519.
35,000 or 3,500?
3,500. $3,519.
Okay. And what will the place rent for?
It will rent for, let me see, 2,300.
Okay. Any realtor commissions?
No, this is direct to seller.
Okay. So, unfortunately, I don't think the deal's going to work.
Mm.
Now, I can tell that now because the mortgage payment is about $2,100 and it can only make $2,300, which is only $200 profit. So when I click on hybrid, not even including this part, what is the 2,077? So it's a negative $1,400 a month, not even giving them $1 to pay towards that.
Mm.
So I don't think this deal is going to really work.
Okay.
And here's the other thing too. As far as liens, and this goes for everybody, liens, arrears, back taxes, code violations that have monetary fines attached to it, that all comes out of the down payment. So how much was the lien?
It was 3,500.
So that means they're only going to be walking away with $18,500.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to give them $22,000, but escrow is going to take whatever they owe and pay that off out of the cash to seller, out of the down payment. So we're going to give them $22,000, but they're only going to get $18,500 if the deal worked. Unfortunately, though, this deal doesn't cash flow. I mean, even if we were to give them $100 a month towards this 134 that they're owed, an investor who buys this would be losing $2,600 a year.
Got it. Got it. Okay. So on the other hand, when it comes to the calculator, so I've deleted it and re-downloaded it, and then I tried it again. For some reason, it's not.
Oh yeah, you got a bunch of hashtags. Which one of these boxes did that?
It's the mortgage balance box.
See, that's weird because there's no formula for this box. So there shouldn't be any hashtags or any. Did you put, hold on, $? No, you can put a $. Yeah, I don't know why.
Can I share my screen and show you?
Yeah, absolutely.
Let me see.
Do I have to stop sharing mine? I'll just stop. Oh, we've got more questions. Okay, we'll get to you guys in a second.
Where do I share my screen at? Let me see.
There is an arrow at the bottom in a box that's pointing up. It says present
Okay.
now.
Okay, got it. Yeah, sure.
Right next to the camera button that I'll never use.
Sure. All right, got it. All right. Okay. So, wrong document. Where's it at? Oh, okay. Am I in? Or is this the one? I'm not sure.
No, because that was view only. You're on the wrong one.
Okay. Here we go.
There you go.
Right. So I'll put my number in. And oh wait, is it doing it now?
No.
Oh, is this view with me as well?
That's you. I mean, I'm good, but I can't control you.
View on me as well. Hold on.
Oh, yeah, you're on view only. No wonder.
Yeah, I am. Hold on. Let me download this.
No. That's what you're doing wrong. You're downloading to an Excel. Go back to file.
Okay.
Go to make a copy.
Oh.
Now hit make a copy.
Okay. That's probably what the issue was.
That's probably what it was. Yeah, you're opening up a Google Sheet in Excel. Now put something there.
And then okay, we're good to go.
Voila.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
No problemo. All right. What's up, dude?
Okay, I'm back again. I wanted to know how do you determine the amount of years that the balloon's supposed to be?
That is going to be based off of the purchase price. So if you look at the quick question guide that is in Discord, at the bottom, it says, here's your balloon ranges right here.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw this. Okay.
So that's how.
All right.
All right. Amber, what's up?
Okay, so this will be my last one before I toss this out the window. So let's say hypothetically that I am able to do 15 down on this one.
Wait, is it this one that's on the screen right now?
No. I figured one of your personalities remembered the numbers.
No, they're on break. It's just me. Sorry,
Okay,
guys.
that's okay. So the number is 260.
Okay. Oh no, it's not.
Perfect.
It's a hybrid, isn't it?
Well, it's going to be the same.
Oh yeah, because he's got a hard money loan.
Yeah, and now his problem is my problem. It's making my head hurt, but let's get through it. So 260 is the purchase price. Seller finance is 221.
221.
Mm-hmm. That can be just move with me here. Hold on.
All right. I'm with
Down
you.
payment is 39. So this will be 15%.
Okay.
And then taxes
And what was rent for?
4178.
It's like
Oh, I'm
1900,
sorry.
right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right. It's a damn number. 6753. Is that it?
67.
No, it's 60.
Oh no! You're right. Oh my God, 63.59 taxes,
Yeah, so 60.
and then
Okay.
insurance was 987. Yep.
All right. And then what are we giving it monthly?
It's gonna
we're
have to
at
be like 400.
Yeah, we were not. That works. I mean, your entry fee percentage is high as hell, but I mean, it's still cash flowing like $700 a month. So
Well, the reason why I'm asking is because I've been trying to build up my list. Shit, I need some water. Excuse me. I've been trying to build up my list, and one of them can do up to like 20.
Up to 20% down?
Yes.
Is that including your assignment fee?
No, actually.
Oh, well then, okay. Then
I
yeah,
know. So
you can do this.
I'm trying to make it work for the seller, of
You
course,
might
but
not, oh, look at that. That's with a 10K assignment. Yeah, go get it. If you got a buyer that'll take it, yeah, get it. You guys
do you go ahead, I'm sorry.
you guys don't have to, the rules, the SOP, hold on. The rules that I give you guys for down payment, cash on cash return, entry fee percentage, those are for the most part universal, but those are also very much catered to my buyers. So if you guys have buyers that will buy outside of what I say, go for it. That's reverse wholesaling. Yeah, do it.
Okay. Now if you could give me your investor eye. Is this something that you would want to now keep in mind? I'm not necessarily disclosing that the seller has a hard money loan, or should I like give up the information? What
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you should. And here's why. If the seller defaults on that loan, then the asset is going to be taken away because the mortgage, the hard money mortgage that's on it, is in first position. And people have been hearing that a lot and they don't know what that means. Okay, so I'll give you a very easy example. Back in the day, or even now, I don't know, when people would buy houses traditionally, they would get two loans when they were doing 100% financing. Yeah, as a matter of fact, I don't think they do 100% financing anymore. So this was back in the day. So the way that would work is you would go to one bank, Bank of America, and you're going to say, I'm going to buy this house. I need 80% LTV. That's loan to value. They would run your credit, do all their stuff. Okay, cool, you're approved. Here's your monthly mortgage payment for that 80%. Then you go to Wells Fargo or another bank, and you say, hey, I'm buying this house. I already got the 80% for Bank of America. I need you to lend me 20%. And they say, okay, here's your interest rate. It's a second. So in that situation, they are exactly what they're called. The bigger the amount is in first position, and the second mortgage, the 20%, is in second position. If we were to do a seller finance on that or a wrap, then our promissory note, the thing that gives us the authority to sell the deal and the investor to own the property, is in third position, which means if the seller doesn't make that mortgage payment, the people in first position get paid first. They're taking the house. Now the investor paid the money, lost the property. So yeah, you absolutely need to let the investor know that there is a hard money loan on this that is being paid for monthly that is not attached to this deal. And yes, that may make him or make that person not want to buy it for that exact reason.
It actually makes me not even want to market it. So thank you. That put it in better perspective. Now my last question in regards to this before I throw it in the dumpster. If I came to it with like just maybe a distressed investor, and maybe offered around like 160 for it, would that the seller would exactly, the seller would still owe though, right?
What's it listed for?
235.
How much work does it need? Oh, it's flipped already.
Yeah, but how, hold on now, because I can come up with some stuff. I would say exterior cosmetics, so like maybe new grass or maybe a new sidewalk.
Nah, that's
or
okay.
Driveway.
Maybe a driveway. If it's wrecked, then yeah, they might get a new driveway. Cash you can give him is $131,000. So that wouldn't work because of his mortgage balance.
He's still in that hole.
He would still owe.
So he has to sell his soul pretty much to get out of this. This is crazy. Wow. Well, hey.
I mean, he can sell it at a loss. He can short sale it. We can't do anything with that. But I think there was someone in the Discord that said if they had a short sale to hit them up. So, but we don't. I don't do anything with short sales.
You don't have any ties to it. Okay. But other than that, that would be my best option. Maybe short sale or.
Yeah, his option. He doesn't have a lot of options.
Okay.
That's why I don't like flipping.
Yeah,
let's see.
I'm checking out.
All right. Does anybody else have any other questions before I let you guys go? Not that
Yeah.
I'm in a rush, just curious.
Hello?
What's up, Darren?
What's up? You said something about loan to value.
Yeah.
I was thinking about like, cause I had this one deal. I was like, I'm not even gonna waste my time because like the loan to value is like 85. I was like, no investor would want that. So I kicked that to the side. Does it really matter? Cause like, ain't ideally you want to be around like 70?
Are you talking about a
But,
cash
like
deal
that's the
that's off
max.
market?
I'm talking about on
Not if
market.
you're on my team. My team is 65. Whoa, if it's on market, no. Well,
Like 70 is like the max.
no, 60 is the max if it's on market. If I'm being real with you, if it's on, here's how it goes. For those of you guys that don't know this, any property that's invested, you know what? Let's do it for real. We're on here. Why not? So let's look at this one. This property went live 2 days ago. That means that every single local investor in Augusta, Georgia, got this property in their inbox as soon as it went live. And I mean, now it's harder to tell if this has any offers on it because it's only been listed for 2 days. The point is that once it's been listed for 30 days, every investor has seen it and passed on it, regardless of the ARV, the rental rehab, the cash on cash return. They passed on it. They don't want to pay that. That's why it's our job to step in and get them a deal. So the parameter is 60% if it's on market. So for example, this property, now it doesn't need any work. It's actually pretty nice. I even like that brick wall right there. But because it's on market for $134,000, even though it's flipped, you can only offer them 70. That's why I say it's kind of a waste of time to offer cash. Now, some people will absolutely disagree with what I'm saying, and that's fine. That's just my opinion. I like to move quick. I want to do things quick, and I don't like wasting time. I'm old. I can't. So if I know that the probability of converting this deal into a deal is very, very low, I'm just going to go find something where the conversion rate is higher. Even if it's harder, like trying to figure out how to do a creative deal that's, kind of tight. I'd much rather spend my time doing that than figuring this out and then calling them and saying, hey, I know you just listed your property for $130,000, but would you take half? This is, most people are going to say no. So I just don't waste my time doing it.
Yeah, because it was this property. It was listed for like 545, and like the taxes are so high, everything. I was like, I could really only give them realistically like 500 a month. So like, you know what? I'm not even gonna waste my time. Like, even if they do say yes, because they really want to sell, it's like, is that even gonna? I don't even think nobody gonna want to buy that. I think I did the math because like it was like a 10-year balloon. 500 a month was at like 12,000. It's like I can't quick 500. It's not that much money. I think it's only taking like 30K off of the actual purchase price. I'm also giving them 30K over.
Yeah, one thing that I will tell you, with all the one-on-ones that we've done and the other trainings that we've done, if your gut is telling you don't waste your time on it, I would say trust your gut. I would trust your gut. If one of my team members told me that you said, hey, don't waste your time on that deal, I'd be like, you can double check it, but he's probably right, because I know how you look at deals. You look at deals the way I look at them, which is why you just came up with the same answer that I did.
Okay.
You were just looking for confirmation. You got it right. Anybody else have any other questions? What's up, dude?
Is it possible for us wholesaler to buy properties?
Yeah,
Like-
that's the whole, well, I was going to say that's the whole point. The whole point of why I'm doing this, why we built this, is to give people an opportunity to get into wholesaling for a low ticket price and one, see if they can even do it, because not everyone can be a wholesaler. It's just, it is what it is. There's been a few people that I've talked to from the Deal Sniper community that I said, hey, I've talked to you, I've tried to help you. I don't think this is for you. You should save your $30 a month. And that's coming from a place of love. I don't want anybody to waste any money. I want you guys to make money. And the reason why I want you guys to make money is because even though I've got 6 personalities, there's like thousands of you guys, and I want to hear what you guys are going to do with the money. That's literally why I'm doing this. I want to celebrate what you guys do with the money and just hear it and know that I had a little bit of a part in that. That's it. So yeah, if your goal is to own properties, then yeah, you can. If you come across a deal that you want to buy it. Here's the progression of how it goes. Here's how I do it with my team. They come to me at whatever stage in life that they're at. I teach them how to do what they want to do for wholesaling. I find out what they want to do. I build them a plan so they can get to that goal, and then I help them get to that goal. And that's it. You're not on the team anymore. Congratulations. Go live your life and smile. Call me every once in a while. And then on to the next person, then I'm going to help them do the same thing. The reason why I'm doing this with you guys on a bigger scale is because, well, physically there's only one of me. So if I want to help a bunch of people, I got to get on here with a bunch of people. And the goal usually is, at least for my team, you get on my team, you start making commissions, you stack those commissions until you find a property that will cash flow well that you want. Then you take those commissions, you buy that property, and rinse and repeat.
Nice. All right. Thank you.
No problem. Anybody else?
Yeah, Sean, I have a quick question.
What's up, dude?
When we're looking at other like rental comps, if I see, for example, like a 1-bedroom and I have a 3-bedroom, can I use that as a comp just by multiplying it, or no?
No, that's not how that works.
Doesn't work.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. You're just gonna. There's a calculation where you add a certain amount based off the area and some other things, which will usually ends up to be, a few $100s per bedroom or per square footage. So yeah, you can't just take a 1-bedroom and triple it.
Okay. Got it. And if the property has any work done on it or any reports that the realtor has, obviously we want to grab those, and so the investor has it.
Yep, absolutely.
Okay.
Anything that you can do to make a house look better to an investor.
Okay. Makes sense. All right, cool. Thank you.
No problem. Amber, what's up?
I have another I guess buyer for a different area now. But he pretty much told me that he would be looking for maybe duplexes or quads or even smaller apartments. How would we use your calculator for the situations like that?
For which part?
Whether we come across a duplex, a quad, or something,
Well, okay. So if it's one building with a bunch of doors, you can use the calculator the way you would. The tax and insurance are going to be the same for the building, right?
Okay.
And then as far as the rent, you just find out how much each unit rents for, add it up, and put it right here.
Now, would I get that information from the seller or the realtor?
You're going to want to do both. You're going to want to get the information from the seller for what it's currently being rented for, if it is. And then you want to run what it can rent for in today's market to find out if there's a value add. And a value add just means on top of this, Mr. Seller, Mr. Investor, you're also going to get to do this, which in that case would be on top of this cash flow for the current rent. Once you buy it, you can actually raise the rents to this, and then you'll make this much money. That's a value add.
Okay. But I wouldn't, like, if I were to go to Deal Sniper and type in the address, it wouldn't obviously pop up as a.
It'll pop up and it'll give you all the accurate information with the exception of the estimated rent, because it cannot differentiate multi-units. So what you're going to have to do, you can use Deal Sniper to get the taxes. You can use Deal Sniper to get the insurance. You can use it to get the HOA if there is one. But when it comes, and the purchase price and the rest of the numbers, you can use all that. That's fine. The only thing that you're going to have to look up on your own from another source is what each unit in that property will rent for. Deal Sniper can't do that yet. We're almost there, but we can't do it yet.
Okay. And then would it kind of be considered unethical if I were to take the rent that it gives me and multiply it by how many doors there are?
No, that's exactly how you do it. I mean, assuming that they're all the same, assuming they're all the same size.
Okay.
So if it's one, like an apartment building or a fourplex, if it's a fourplex and each unit is 1,000 square feet, 2-bedroom, 1 bath, yeah, you just got to run it for one and then multiply it by 4. Now, if
Gotcha.
they're all different sizes, then you have to run it individually.
Okay. Okay, makes sense. And then what about solar? If there's like paid off solar, how would we calculate that?
Well, if it's paid off, why are we calculating it?
That is true. And if it's not?
If it's not, you can sub to solar. But for some reason,
Mhm.
investors don't like solar or they don't like sub twoing solar. I don't know if it has to do with the roof, or what. I used to work for a solar company and we made the process pretty damn easy. So I don't know why, but lately investors will be like, oh, this is a great deal. And I'm like, yeah, it's even got solar. And they're like, oh, it's got solar? Never mind. But no one can give me a
Hmm.
straight answer as to why. So you may come up across that. I've had investors who don't give a damn if it's got solar. I've got investors who've got, like for me, I have a degree in environmental science. So I love solar. Solar's great. And I've come across investors who think like that. But there are enough for me to mention it, investors who just, that'll kill the deal for them. And I don't know why.
Okay. Okay. Thanks.
No problem. Anybody else? All right, then I will let you guys go for the night. This recording will be up tomorrow morning. If you guys need anything from me, I'll be in the Discord for the next few hours. Just hit me up and let me know. Otherwise, have a great night. I'll talk to you later. See ya.